Let's blitz right in with Blitz Helen. It's a 7/7 with trample and haste for 5 mana, and at the end of turn, Blitz Helen's owner shuffles it into their library, which is, I don't know, it's not really that great. Honestly, in this day and age, it could probably be dumbed down to like an uncommon or something. But if you put it in a deck like Death Leaper Terror Weapon, it says creatures you control that enter the battlefield this turn have double strike, that's freaking fantastic. You're just going super hard with Gruul, coming out of the gates real hot. Boy, this could go real hard. I love this already. Signal the Clans is the next one. It's an instant that will help with this as well. Search your library for 3 creature cards and reveal them. If you reveal 3 cards with different names, you choose one at random, put it into your hand. So basically, for 2 mana, you're going to get a creature into your hand in Gruul, which is really good. So you get your 3 best creatures, and then they're all going to have different names, right? So you're going to put one into your hand, and it's going to be random, but that's going to be kind of fun because it's going to be a surprise for whoever, whoever sees the game through, I suppose. All right, I said that poorly, but we're going to move on to Ravager Worm. It's a 4/5 worm with Riot, and when it enters, you choose one. You fight a target creature you don't control, or you destroy a land with an activated ability that isn't a mana ability. Most of the time, I don't know, I mean, this could be a hasty boy, but I mean, a lot of people just put the +1/+1 counter on it because you already have other sources that give your creatures haste. But it could be a 5/6 for 6 mana, right? And then it can fight something, so you can get rid of a creature, or you can destroy land like, I don't know, Dark Depths. That's very, very good to get rid of, or Thespian Stage, or whatever combo piece you'd like to get rid of. So this is actually very handy because it's a creature as well as a removal spell. All right, you guys are sleeping on Monsoon. It's only been printed once in Ice Age. Let's read the new wording. At the beginning of each player's end step, tap all untapped islands that player controls, and this enchantment deals X damage to the player, where X is the number of islands tapped this way. So this might not do anything in your games if nobody's playing blue. However, it is extremely annoying for blue players who won't be able to use up their mana on other people's turns, and I just think that's fantastic, especially for red and green who really, really don't like blue stuff hindering what they're doing. This can just go really hard. I just ordered one because I'm like, this could spike at some point, so I'm going to order at least one. But great card from Ice Age. Stonebrow Krosan Hero. So this is a Centaur Warrior and with trample, and whenever a creature you control with trample attacks, it gets +2/+2 till end of turn. That's not that big of a buff, but honestly, that's almost an overwhelming stampede if you've got, if your creature already has haste. And then you pair that with Proud Wild Bonder. It gives your creatures, basically they can just deal damage directly to the opponent as though they weren't blocked. Add that together and you've got a strong, just hammer everything into place type of deck. I love Gruul. Gruul is probably my favorite color combo. Is it in Gruul? I mean, I'm probably a bad person, but those are my favorites, and I think this is fantastic. All right, next is a really annoying Gruul card, Vexing Shusher. This spell can't be countered, and then you can pay a single Gruul mana. Target spell can't be countered. This thing's so annoying. You can just, any spell, it's just like, oh, can't be countered. Oh, that thing? Yeah, that can't be countered. This thing goes crazy. And it's probably got a target on its back because it's just stupid, but I love Vexing Shusher. Oh boy, that's great. Destructive Revalry. This one's an instant for red and green, and it destroys an artifact or enchantment. There you go, there's your removal. But it also does 2 damage to that permanent's controller, which is fantastic, especially in decks that are going to just deal extra damage on the side, with City on Fire or Fiery Emancipation or what have you. This is just fun. It's like just like an extra added bonus of like, take 2 damage. Screw you. Anyway, I really like that one. It also doesn't up your mana curve at all. Like, it's 2 mana, which is awesome, and it's a very great removal spell. Now for another worm, we've got Serenth Great Worm. It's a 7/6 with trample, and whenever land enters under control, create a tapped Power Stone, which is pretty cool. Power Stones have a weird double negative wording. You can activate abilities with it and cast artifacts with it, which is actually pretty neat. And I read this wrong intentionally because it's whenever any land enters. If somebody else is ramping, you're ramping. If you're ramping, you're ramping. So you're making crazy amounts of Power Stone tokens. And if you've got something that just is a sacrifice outlet for tokens, for like artifacts or anything, like Krug Clan Ironworks, for example, you're pumping with gas, dude. This thing goes so hard. And guess what? You can get one for 26 cents. It's wild. The cheapest or the most expensive one is a $1.94, and that's like the pre-release one. But anyway, there's one for you. As well as Predatory Advantage. This one says, at the beginning of each opponent's end step, if that player didn't cast a creature spell this turn, create a 2/2 green lizard. So it's just, this enchantment is really not that strong, honestly. This thing will just sit there most of the time. Nobody's going to touch it, and it'll just sit through play cycles. But on the off chance your opponent is playing a Spellslinger deck or just ramps for a turn or whatever it is and just sits there, it's like, oh, I just get a free creature without doing anything. And you just sit there and you just like, cool, free blocker, cool, free blocker, just over and over again, potentially, which I just think is pretty cool. Plus, if you've got like a token doubler in your deck or whatever, you're just gonna make a bunch of tokens just on the side, just as a side effect. And I think that's fantastic. All right, lastly, you guessed it, it's Mage Slayer. Most of these are from Alara because I freaking love Alara. I wasn't around when it was in standard, but holy crap, I love this block. It says an equipment, it equips 3, and whenever equipped creature attacks, it deals damage equal to its power to the player or planeswalker it's attacking. So you're just, and that's the updated wording. So it's, oh my gosh, you swing with your big beasties, especially with like, who's the Satyr God? Especially in like a Xenagos deck. Dude, this Mage Slayer goes so hard, and it's just the side piece that's just like, it's super dangerous, so it might take the heat off of your, whatever else enchantment or artifact that you have. And so it's like, this might just sit there, this might just be a side thing. People are like, that's pretty scary, I don't want that again on a creature. And so it kind of takes the heat, and whereas in your hand you've got some sort of bigger threat or something, like anything on the side, this thing will just swing in and you just kaplam, kaploo. You're dealing a bunch of damage directly to that player or planeswalker without even hitting them. You just have to swing, which is awesome. So it just gets rid of the damage altogether, which is super cool. Or combat damage altogether. That is how, not altogether, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you catch me next week for your weekly doses of magic, as well as checking out the affiliate links below. And check out Arcane Fortress. They do the best freaking deck boxes of all time. Holy moly. All right, see you guys next week.